What's going on, guys? Today we are going to be discussing the difference between the Hypervolt, which is one of the leading ones in the market right now and pretty expensive to tell you the truth. And then we have the other budget friendlier ones here. Now I know some people call them Chinese knockoff models, but you have to understand the Hypervolt is made in China as well. So technically you can't call any of them knockoffs. You just have one that beat the others to the market, and that's what Hypervolt did. They are in the big retail stores, Dick's Sporting Goods, Best Buy, etc. But I have reviewed a lot of them. Right now we have the Hypervolt one right here. We have the Renfo, Recover Fun, forgot the one, that one, and we have Soft Top over there. Number one, for the color schemes, Soft Top beats it. And Soft Top actually is designed pretty much the same as Hypervolt, but with better colors. The red matte on the black matte there. That's only $100. I actually just reviewed that one. I think they're giving my subscribers $10 off. So you can pick that up for $89.99. And this one, even pre-owned, is gonna run you $250 or so, $200 on the dot, eBay ballpark for the Hypervolt. Next, I want to briefly explain that some of these massagers are crazy loud, crazy too hard. It depends on your body what you want. I know Hypervolt has just come out with like a $400 one, $450 one, that it's supposed to give more power. Tell you the truth, when I was reviewing this one, I didn't even take it over 80% of what this one could do. And this is not the beefy model, but still brand new, is gonna run you $300, $350 or so ballpark. Now each one pretty much does the exact same thing, meaning massaging. There are some that do have a little bit different features to them. We'll get some better close-up shots. The Hypervolt right here has an LED ring on here on the bottom. So does this one. So does that one, and so does that one over there. The Recover Fun right here was my first budget-friendly one, which is $100, and that's something let's go over real quickly here. So $350 brand new. This one is, I think, $190 brand new. $100, I think that one was, when I originally reviewed it, about $180 or so. This one right here. That one is in a carbon fiber type of material, and then the Soft Top is running at $100 brand new, $10 off for my subscribers, $89.99. Next question is, which one am I gonna keep for myself? I'm gonna keep this one right here. I really like it. There is a digital LCD screen on the back of it here. I like this one. It's quiet. Pretty much every single one is quiet. This one is louder than all the other ones. Each one of these is the exact same quietness or even quieter than the Hypervolt. The Recover Fun actually is very, very quiet. That might actually be quieter than the Hypervolt, but all of these you can use in your cubicle at work without disturbing. Someone might look over and be like, what are you doing over there? Because it does make a little bit of noise, but I use it coming home from the gym, going to the gym, or when I'm watching Netflix. They pretty much all come with the same accessories, which are gonna be the tennis ball type of a one here, the spine, the pivot, bullet head, type of a plunger, and some of them come with a flathead one like the Hypervolt does. The Hypervolt didn't even come with the case, to be honest with you, which is not a killer, but sometimes transporting it, this is the Soft Top one, and the Soft Top one is the red on black. And typically every other one that I've reviewed does come with a case for travel going to and from. I know my good buddy, he was telling me that he wishes the Hypervolt came with an included for that price especially. They do sell one, but you gotta pay extra for it. When he goes to softball, he does wish that he could just throw it in a case instead of just throwing it in a backpack or his softball bag. Let's go ahead and take just a closer look at these real quickly here. Again, this is the one by Soft Top. This was the very first one I reviewed. This one right here is the Recover Fun, which is $100 and very quiet, very nicely here. Let's go ahead and look at the backs of them real quickly here. This one has an LCD display, plus and minus, on-off buttons are all at the bottom. This one does not. This one just has some LED lights that light up as you're going up and down. And this one right here, same exact thing, LED lights down here, and for the different modes, etc. up there. This is my go-to one. This one I actually will be keeping out of them all. This one has an LCD back here. Battery power percentage, let's go ahead and click that on and show you. And all the ones with LED lights, again, down here at the bottom, just like Hypervolt. This is what they look like when they're on right there. And we have the mode to the left and the battery percentage there to the right. On, off right there. You crank it on, you crank it off. I really like this one. It's quiet, it feels good in my hand. Hypervolt does make a very nice one as well. It's light, it feels good, the design is good. No matter what though, after 15 minutes, 10 minutes holding it, trying to massage your shoulder, your arm's gonna get tired regardless. This one seems to be a little bit maybe top heavy than this one. This one seems to have a good overall design, but that still has some weight to it. And the next question you have is probably, Chris, well, the Hypervolt has a better battery. They all are 2400 milliamp, 24 volt in, 1 amp. This is putting out 51.84 WH on the Hypervolt, and they pretty much all have a 2400 milliamp battery. And it does depend on what mode you are in. So obviously if you're using it at full capacity and it's thumping away, you're gonna drain the battery. But if you're only pulling about maybe 50% of the thumping power, meaning the firmness of the massaging head, then it's gonna last a little bit longer. And by the way, the Hypervolt does not have any LCD on it. It does have some very light battery indicator lights right there, as we can see on the back there. And then it does have a little bit of a sensing LED light here that didn't really make any sense to me, to be honest with you. Let's see, there's our mode lights up there, and then off, and then our LED ring light right here, with our on and off button on the bottom for the Hypervolt. And then just different features of these ones right here. This is obviously the ventilation for the motor. That would be the ventilation for the motor on both sides of the Hypervolt. Recover Fun actually does not have any ventilation except for the back of it there. But when I was using that and testing that, that never overheated on me. This one here, ventilation, it just all depends on the design of the unit. Soft top is just like Hypervolt. The ventilation is on the tops and on the sides there. But the biggest question is, if you want to save money, then absolutely go with a cheaper model. This again is like half the price and my favorite one, but this one, $89.99, does the exact same thing as all these other ones. And this is quiet, this is very nice, feels good. Now, one thing we cannot determine and we can't test is the batteries. Now, if Hypervolt was worth the batteries just in gold, then it would be worth it, but the price comparison is not the same. What I'm talking about is the 1865 batteries in here. These batteries in here are the same batteries in all of these, but it determines if those batteries are Sony cells, if they're LG cells, the same cells that Tesla has in their cars. We don't know. These potentially could, in these cheaper models, they could only last 6 months and then your battery pack goes dead. I don't know. I haven't done a long-term test on these yet. Time would tell, but ultimately, unless you're using it for hours and hours every single day, I have no idea. We'd have to take apart every single battery pack to see what cells Hypervolt and these other ones are using. But overall, all my testing concludes the same for massaging, for firmness, for what it's supposed to do. They all work the same. They just come in different colors. And again, one is a lot more expensive. That doesn't even have a carrying case. But don't be scared away by these cheaper models. I personally think they're fantastic. And what I'll be doing is I'll actually be giving this one away. I'm gonna be giving that one away. I'm gonna keep this one for myself. I'm gonna sell that one on eBay. And the soft top one I'm probably gonna hold on to as well. All right, guys, well, thank you so much for watching my video about Hypervolt versus the cheaper options on the market. If you really want to spend more money, go right ahead, be my guest. If you'd like to save some money, there's some great options out there as well. Again, I'm not knocking Hypervolt at all. It's a great massager, but I'm just letting you know my overall summary of what they do. Well, thank you guys so much. Hit that thumbs up button if it has helped you. It helps the algorithm so other people can find this video. I appreciate your time. Thank you. We'll see you on the next one. Don't let the party stop, guys. Hit one of these videos, continue to watch, and we'll see you soon.